if I should end up feeling the slightest doubt about how the agency itself is being run. I will do everything in my power to correct it from the inside using any means at my disposal. Welcome back, my loyal subjects, to more Trails in the Sky the Third. Pharaoh Fiasco here. Last episode, we finished up the St. Croix Forest. Actually, we did it all in one go. But, we've got Schera's sealing stone, so now we're about to unseal her. I kind of don't want to drop Analase for Scherazard. And we need to, like, Zine would definitely be out of the party already if we didn't have 2 of his doors still hanging over our heads. You know, in fact, well, oh, okay. Grimsel Fortress, yep. So Agate should be there. But if it's anything like Scherazard's fight, Agate's fight is going to be ridiculously easy too. Huh? That's not Schera, is it? Huh? Wow, that's quite the redesign. Oh! What? Oh my. My goodness. She cut her hair, huh? I don't know. Long hair Scherazard was awesome. Yep, about a month or so ago. She got herself some new duds to match too. So Agate might also have a redesign too then. This isn't like me at all. I haven't had anywhere near enough to drink to start feeling this out of whack. No, there's no stopping me now. Pour me another, Aina. Tonight, we're going to settle this once and for all. Duh. Nice to see you, Schera. Joshua? How long have you been back for? What happened to Estelle? And is it just me, or did you put on some muscle while you were away? You look stronger. Thanks, I'm happy to hear that. Be as it may, I can't believe you still haven't commented on my presence. How could you disregard your dear Olivier Lenham, your loyal servant and the man who forever holds the key to your heart? Olivier? Wait, you're not the familiar faces here. This whole place is kind of bizarre, too. Can someone explain what's going on here? We will, so calm down, okay? I can hardly blame you for being surprised. Yeah, your reaction's par for the course for this place. Wow, I can't believe she got a totally new design. Okay, I think I get what's going on now. Still, under ordinary circumstances, I'd have a pretty hard time believing all of what you said was even possible. It's easier to chalk this up as just an alcohol-induced dream or another of Lucy's illusions. No doubt. Oh, woe is me! How could you look upon my fair countenance and beautiful locks and not believe that I am the one, the only true Olivier? I said, under ordinary circumstances, Olivier. There's no need for the dramatics. Well, first, what would be the point of showing me an illusion this bizarre to begin with? As for the dream explanation, there's a bit too much internal consistency here for me to lean on that theory. True enough. Okay. So Schera's really she's like the second party member who's taken it nearly to Joshua levels of needing to be convinced this isn't some sort of trick. Thanks for believing us. So, I take it you'll be helping us then? And we could sure use you. I'd be happy to. When I think about how Estelle has mostly likely been dragged into this place too, how could I think to say no? I wouldn't be a good big sister if I didn't look out for my little sis now, would I? Thanks, Schera. You are a true model of a woman. Cheers, we appreciate it. Anyway, we've given you a rough outline of the situation we're in. Currently, we're in the middle of exploring what's apparently called the Fourth Plane, so that's where we'll be resuming from. Alright. I've used the facilities at the local before as a trainee back in the day. Since you found both me and Analase there so far, perhaps the other sealing stones you find there will contain people who trained there too? Sounds plausible enough. That means the chance we'll find Estelle there is high. Or, I don't know, maybe we'll find Kurt, Grant, or Karna? I highly doubt any of those three will be playable characters. It's not impossible. They've certainly been to the local, but they went more as instructors. I don't think they've ever been purely as trainees the way you, Estelle, and I have. Oh, right. Hey, Schera? Do you know if Agate has ever trained there before? Now you mention it, yes, he has. Cassius supposedly tricked him into going, and he was not a fan of the experience. That was about 4 years ago, I think? Oh, so that means both him and Estelle might be trapped there. It's possible, yeah. They're both fine. I'm certain of it. At any rate, we now have only one of the 3 ordeals remaining. Indeed. So we'll find who else is trapped inside the training ground soon enough, and then all that remains is for us to rescue them. Yep, and so as soon as we're ready, let's move. We will actually be keeping the party more or less the same for the time being. Alright, first things first, let's head over and restore our CP and also see who's hanging out over here. It doesn't look like... It's just... Oh, wow. They're just drinking their problems away, huh? Where did they even get that stuff, actually? If alcohol is what you desire, my dear Schera, then I shall be happy to provide. This beverage I acquired from that great tree has quite the fragrance and a taste to match. He does sell cooking wine, doesn't he? Unfortunately, however, I haven't a clue of the maker or year. You do know inviting her to drink with you is going to end with you vomiting in the fountain, right? This place just baffles me more the more I think about it. If only this fountain were full of booze instead of water, then I'd at least have something to keep me company. And you're kidding me, right? Yes, I know. I'm pretty familiar with the locals since I've been there myself. Take me along if that's where you're planning on going. I'm sure I could show you around. And I want to rescue Estelle as much as you guys do. Alright. I wonder how many bottles Ina's gone through now. Probably a lot. Dearest Joshua, your concern moves me. But so long as Ina isn't here, I will persevere. Why are you looking at me like that? I will be fine, won't I? Won't I? Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw both of them in. Alright. I do want to see Sherazard's new portrait. Wow, that was easy. Yeah, she definitely looks like she's ready to throw down, dude. Oh, Schera! Have you spoken to Reese yet? She's kind of unusual, but she seems like a really interesting person. Okay, I guess we'll take Schera to Reese then. I was surprised when I saw your new haircut, Schera. I'd heard you'd been growing your hair out since your troop days. I had. But, well, after all that happened, I just felt like a change, I suppose. So I cut it. Oh, right. It suits you. Why, thank you. Yeah, she looks really cool. But Sherazard's always been one of my favorite characters, even from, like, the very beginning. So that makes sense. Let's see. We do want to take her to chat up Reese really quickly before we take her out of our party. Reese should still be down here sulking. Yep. Oh, they're having a little powwow. Kevin's always been like that. Even now, nothing has changed. He's selfish, he's arrogant, he's self-centered. He also needs to act like he can handle everything by himself at all times. He's just a sorry excuse for a human being. So this is the famous sister, huh? She seems kind of mad at you though, Kevin. Oh boy, I think I'd better make my exit. I didn't know Kevin was like that when he was growing up. That must have been really tough for you, Reese. Crap. Sweet Tita's actually buying it all. Whoa, that's just awful. I had no idea he was that bad as a kid. She's exaggerating every detail just so they'll take her side. Still, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Maybe it's all a big misunderstanding? I thought he was a really nice person. I didn't know he was like that when he was growing up. Kevin's always been like that. Even now, nothing has changed. Okay. And since you're so rudely eavesdropping, I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Oh, Reese. Kevin's like, they're eating it up. It's not fair. And then everybody else should be over here. Dang. From the get-go, like, since this place was always so enormous, you already knew that there was, we were gonna get a lot of party members. Oh, wow. They're just hanging out. Should you not rest, Your Highness? Oh, I'm just feeding Sieg. He said he was hungry. It won't take long. Promise. I take it those armed beastmen we encountered are another reflection of the Lord of Phantasma's unpleasant tastes. But whatever. I'm tired of putting up with their ridiculous games at this point. Let's keep pressing on. And that should be everyone, so let's get to switching back our party. Okay. And then I think we're going to, yeah. Swing Witch, and then we need these for triplet ices too, of course. If we can make more of those triplet ices, I will be a happy camper. Only 2, but that's fine. Can we make more Amar Spirituses? Nope, we need Azalea Fruits. If we can buy those here. Yep. And plenty of them too. Alright. These Amar Spirituses are too good to pass up. Anything else that cures sleep? We can only make 1 Swing Witch. Oh, that's only because we need more Kibbled Salt. And Kibbled Salt is pretty inexpensive, right? Yeah. Cool. Aha! Cures KO. Inflicts random ailments. So these, the Septium drops are definitely too good to pass up. Cures sleep. Nah. Cures petrify. Not really anything we actually need to worry about, but I guess it's always good having it rather than not having it. Sure. Nothing wrong with a little bit of a Pink's revival. That's just not worth it. And I guess whatever we've got left we'll put into the final Castel Castella. Alright. We'll save, and then I'm going to see you guys on the other side of Zine's door. So 1 moment. And fittingly, Zine gets the final blow. Man, it is unreal what a couple of extra levels can pull off. But thankfully, Fool's Emblem, we put this behind us. The match is decided. The winner is Father Graham's team. They've done it. Father Graham's team has conquered the normal arena. Okay, well, hopefully the other difficulties are optional. Alright. Well, that feels good. Congratulations on your victory. That was quite a show of skill. Your matches were a joy to watch. These are but a small token of my appreciation for making this such a fine tournament. Physical. 5,000 Mira. Interesting. You've now earned the right to challenge the hard arena. You will still need to find an invitation in order to do so, however. Should you find one, please do come back here. Oh, okay, so it looks like they're not optional. But after we find the invitation, side story, the arena finished. Probably, it is now possible to take on the hard arena. Entering the door with the required item will allow you to challenge it. Alright. Well, let's see what physical's all about. Orbent. Zine probably. It's probably like an attack 5 or something. Yep. Receives less physical damage, but more magic damage. I guess this must have a use somewhere? For the life of me, I can't figure it out, though. Alright. And with that successfully done, now we can head to Zine's other door. This was... yeah. And then from here, we'll be able to... I mean, Zine's a cool guy, but he's been in the party for way too long. Bring to me the man who talks with his fists. Only then shall the door open. Yeah, why not? Whew. Fingers crossed we'll get to see Kilika. Is it just gonna be Zine, or is it gonna be all of us? Just Zine, okay. So we'll get a little bit of a glimpse into what he was up to. I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. So what was he up to? Oh. I see. I sort of expected it would only be a matter of time before you return to the Republic. Your mind is made up then? Afraid so. I've made the guys over there take care of everything without me long enough. Call it an A-rank bracer's duty to his peers in society, I guess. Well, I suppose when you put it that way. I do wish you could stay here a while longer, but if that is your decision, I'll respect it. So, when are you planning on returning? Well, there's no point in lingering here any longer than I have to now that I've made up my mind to leave. So honestly, I was thinking about tomorrow. Think I could ask you to arrange a ticket to Calvard for me? Well, certainly. Are you not planning to go and visit Kilika first, though? I would have thought you'd want to. That was part of the original plan. But she wouldn't have any of it. Surprise, surprise. So this is before Kilika took up that job. Her stance was, if you're going to waste time coming to see me, use it to go back to Calvard earlier and get some work done. Very well then. That doesn't sound like a position you'll be able to talk her out of. It's no big deal though. I mean, it's not like we'll never see each other again. I suppose that's very true. I'm not sure there's anything in Zemuria that could keep you two apart forever. It feels like that to me sometimes too. Well, regardless, I won't keep you any longer. So that's one ticket to Calvard for tomorrow coming right up. Sorry, let me just get this. Is that gonna be Kilika? Yes, this is the Grantsville branch of the Bracer Guild. Ah, yes. Yes. He's here as we speak, actually. Zine? Something up? It's Ambassador Cochrane at the Calvardian Embassy. She'd like to invite you on a hot springs trip. That's out of nowhere! What? Whoa! Yeah, Zine is more surprised than I was. And that's saying something, because Ambassador Cochrane doesn't seem to type. 2 days later. Oh, and Kilika's here too. Interesting. This place sure brings back memories. The atmosphere is so relaxing. It certainly is. Maybe because it feels so similar to our hometown. Still, Ambassador Cochrane had been going for a while. When I first heard about this whole trip, I thought it was just gonna be the two of us out here. Oh my, you look almost disappointed that it isn't. I'd be happy to take my leave if I'm getting in the way of your dream date with her. I'm good, thanks. She's not someone I've ever seen as a potential partner. Besides, it's you she wants to talk to, not me. This meeting might as well not be happening if you're not here. It never takes much to put you on the defensive, does it? Is it beyond you to just play along a little? Ugh. You just can't help but mess with people, can you? With you in charge of the Zeiss Guild, I'm amazed it still has any bracers left. Correction, I can't help but mess with you. I don't do this with anyone else. Would you be happy if that were true? Hell no! Ah, you've arrived. Okay, so this is where Kilika is about to get her job offer then. I really want to visit wherever they're from. I've been waiting for you. Hey, Ambassador. Thank you for inviting us here today. Is something the matter, Zine? You seem oddly flustered. Me? I'm just fine. You're imagining things. Who could blame him, Ambassador? After all, he's a man on a hot springs trip with 2 beautiful women. That's hardly a recipe for a calm and composed mind, is it? Knock it off, Kilika. I suppose not. If I were a little younger, I doubt I would be able to keep my hands off him myself. Alright, I suppose that's enough joking around. We should get our dinner. How old is she supposed to be? Mrs. Mao was going to be making tonight's food herself by the sounds of it. The serious discussion can wait until after that. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Likewise. I know Zine and Kilika are roughly in their 30s, so I guess she must be in her 40s? Yeah, this is definitely that business proposition. So there's going to be a new intelligence agency set up in Calvard, huh? That's right. It's to be known as the Rocksmith Agency. And as the name suggests... it's going to be an organization that answers directly to the president. Really now? I see. I presume that is so that Parliament can't have any influence over its operations? Correct. Perhaps this new agency's biggest advantage is that it's separate from all those issues and vices. The last thing we need is an organization like this suffering from Parliament's failures to make prompt decisions or general ineptitude, or being run in the same opaque and shady manner by a privileged few. That does sound like a good idea, I'll admit. So, I guess Calvard is supposed to be like the Zamirian equivalent to America? Liberal? I'm not sure what Liberal is supposed to be, but Erebonia is definitely supposed to be like Europe or something. We're never going to be able to compare to the Empire's intelligence division or Liberal's old one if Parliament's at all involved. Quite. It's already difficult enough to get anything done in a nation with such a lack of unity. I guess that's just the fate of countries that take in immigrants by the truckload, though. Though honestly, I think the thing that surprises me the most is that the president's actually being proactive for once. He's always struck me as a real conservative type, so this isn't the kind of thing I thought he'd go for. I mean, having your own private intel agency does seem like the type of thing presidents would love. And that said, given the state of the Republic right now, it's hardly surprising that he would choose to act this way. Outside the country, we've got the threat of a rapidly expanding Erebonian empire, while within, we have terrorists and extremists. And to make matters worse, we have the enigmatic society on the loose. Evidently, something has to be done, and I think he knows that as well as anyone. So Kilika is 100% on board even before being offered the position. Indeed. In the times ahead of us, we're going to need to be able to respond flexibly to a variety of new and unforeseen threats. Alright, I think my introduction to the matter has gone on long enough. It's about time I get to the point. Oh yeah, you've got something you need to specifically talk to Kilika about, right? So, what position in the agency are you here to offer me? What? Yeah, Kilika's already pieced it together. I love a sharp mind, Kilika. Your instincts are, of course, dead on. We think your talents would make you perfectly suited to joining the agency and are eager for you to be a part of it. That's why you will be offered a position of division chief should you decide to join. And that's something President Rocksmith has proposed himself. Wow. What led you to being the one to bring this to Kilika anyway? A fair question, I suppose. Ordinarily, this would be a scout's work. But I've known the president on a personal level for quite some time now. So he took it upon himself to ask me to come to you personally. That makes sense. Then what's his reason for wanting me? Surely you know that without asking. Or do you want to hear it said anyway? Naturally, your masterclass Taito skills are one reason for you being selected by the president. But above all, he wants you for the exceptional analytical and information handling abilities you've shown in your position in the guild. Those are just what the new agency is going to require if it's to succeed. Well, I can't say this doesn't all make sense to me. I'm more dumbfounded that you up and attempt to steal a capable member of the guild right in front of an active bracer like this. That takes some nerve.
Well, I do think rather highly of you. I thought you would be able to mediate without letting such trivial matters cloud your judgment. Still, what do you think, Kilika? I'm not asking for an answer immediately, but I would like to know what's going through your mind.
Well, it's certainly an interesting proposal. At the same time, I'm not sure I have any reason to accept it.
But you have no reason to refuse it either. Am I right?
Well... She's like, there's nothing specifically tying her to the guild branch at Zeiss.
It's rare that you find it difficult to make quick judgments, but with such a big decision to make, I can't very well fault you. I won't rush you. Take a night to think long and hard about it. It was so you could do so that I booked a room here tonight. I'll ask you for your answer again tomorrow. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Of course. Is Zine also invited to stay?
Oh, and one more thing before I depart. If you ask me, remaining in your position as a simple guild receptionist just isn't going to let you use your abilities to their fullest. Well, a pleasant night to you both.
Man. Here's hoping, dude. So this is more about, like, this is almost more about Kilika than it is about Zine. Hopefully he's gonna push her to take it.
You're out rather fast. Have you finished in the bath already?
Fast? Seriously? I was in there for an hour!
Oh.
Man, it's not often I see you looking this deep in thought.
I suppose you don't. I feel like I'm one step away from making a decision, but just need one last push to take it.
Oh, right. She basically just asked him for her to tell her, like, she asked him for Zine to tell her to go ahead and do it. Still, being here like this with you really takes me back. Hard to believe it's been 6 years now since Master Ryuga's passing. Sounds like you went on a hell of a journey between then and joining the guild, too.
You could say that. Going on a journey makes it sound like something I did deliberately, though. In reality, it wasn't quite as organized as that.
I've still got my fingers crossed that she's the one who taught Angelica how to fight. Man, I would really love for that, because these are two of my favorite female characters.
I simply drifted from place to place before ending up being drawn to one point where I settled. Much in the way a leaf that fell from a tree ends up floating down the river.
Were you able to find that answer you mentioned a while back?
No, I still haven't. Still, I do feel as though I found a conclusion of sorts.
What's that supposed to mean?
Say, Zine, why do you think I chose to take on a non-combat position like guild receptionist to begin with?
Because you didn't want to follow the same path as idiots like me and Walter? I wouldn't follow us either if I were in your shoes.
Not quite, although I'm not going to deny that the two of you are idiots.
Hey, that was the one part I did want you to deny.
I wanted to find out the meaning of the living fist ideology my father advocated. I still believe that being able to better oneself through combat, while your opponent does the same, is a good thing in itself. As a warrior, it's probably close to the ideal way. Still, I couldn't help but wonder why the ideology had to be based around the premise of fighting. I can certainly understand the significance of living and dying as a warrior. I can also understand how one who lived that way would have no regrets when the time to pass away came. Nothing has changed within me in that regard since the days we trained together. Yet, with Father dead and Walter gone, I couldn't help but wonder whether there was some way to make use of the living fist without having to fight. That was when I started roaming the continent in search of one. And as I roamed, I found myself face to face with countless conflicts and acts of violence, and I felt powerless every time I did. That was how I came to encounter Liberal's guild. They had arrived to quell one of those conflicts. Something about their ideology, putting the safety of civilians over all else, made me feel that perhaps working under them may give me my answer. So that was what led me to start working for the guild. But even then, I wasn't able to run away from fighting completely.
The nature of humanity means that as long as we exist, conflict will never cease. Instead, what's important is not blindly preaching idealism, but preaching ideals while keeping a firm eye on the reality of how to quell conflict. Master Ryuga's words have never left me.
Nor have they left me. But all the same, I've been looking away from reality all this time.
Come on now. You know full well that's not actually true. When he says reality, he's not saying fighting is the be-all end-all of quelling conflict.
And that's not what I'm trying to say. All these years I haven't been trying to walk on my own 2 feet. Not at all. I've just been using trying to find a new way to live by Father's living fist ideology as an excuse to stand still. All while indulging myself in the comfortable environment the guild gave me. In that sense, I must be the biggest failure of Father's students. I might not agree with the path Walter took, but he, like you, has chosen his own path and started walking forward along it. You two have been facing up to the living fist ideal of Father's and slowly reaching your own conclusions on it. In your own ways, you've been able to face up to reality. And I haven't. I've been standing still the whole time.
That's the biggest load of crock I've ever heard. You've been walking forward just like we have.
In what way?
It's just that the path you've been walking has been one for others rather than yourself. That river you think you've been helplessly drifting through? You've actually been building a bridge so others can easily cross it behind you. When the road is hard, you soften the ground so your fellow guildmates have an easier trek. There's no shame in your way of the living fist. It's as true as mine and Walter's.
Are you trying to comfort me?
Sorry for not having a way with words. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is this, as a person, you're way too strong and way too serious. And at times, it's like those two things just end up restricting you and stop you from seeing things you otherwise could. So try and relax a little, alright? Just a little. And if you do, I bet you'll start seeing things you couldn't before.
Say, Zine.
What is it?
Would you be happy if I returned to Calvard?
What brought that on?
It doesn't matter. Just answer the question.
Okay. If I had to pick, I guess you'd rather be back home, yeah. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason. I've decided I'm going to accept the president's proposal.
What? Just because of what I said?
Don't misunderstand me. All I wanted was some kind of reason to bring this journey to an end, as well as a place to make better use of my skills.
Okay. Would she have stayed if Zine had prompted her to?
Alright. Well, I guess we'll be able to let her know the good news. That was the best night's sleep I've had in some time. I hope the two of you enjoyed your stay as well.
I know I did.
I'm feeling very refreshed, thank you. Refreshed enough to feel ready to take on a new position in a new environment, even. Then, I would like to accept your offer. However, I have one condition for doing so. Oh, name it. While I am willing to join the president's new agency, I am not willing to stop living in line with my own beliefs. As such, if I should end up feeling the slightest doubt about how the agency itself is being run, I will do everything in my power to correct it from the inside using any means at my disposal. If he still wants my membership after hearing as much, please tell him that I accept his offer. Oh, that won't be a problem at all. I think he may well be encouraging you to take the reins. I believe he chose you expecting you to fulfill that role should it be deemed necessary. After all, You have the experience in the guild, an organization which has managed to remain neutral and independent all this time. That's no mean feat. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Also, I'll need to get things ready for my successor, so I won't be able to return to Calvard for 2 or 3 months. Wow, so this was 2 or 3 months in the past then? I've actually been wondering if they're going to tell us who her successor was during the course of the game. There's no resident of Zeiss who immediately jumps out. As such, I won't be able to start work till then. Maybe Tita's mother? That's perfectly understandable. Well, I look forward to meeting you again in the Republic. Likewise. Maybe it'll be Tita's dad? Is something on your mind?
Oh, I was just thinking about what you said back there. You said you'll need 2 or 3 months to get everything ready for your successor, right?
Yes, I did. What of it?
Well, I'm guessing it's pretty busy over in Calvard right now too. It doesn't sound as though there's anything so urgent I need to be there now. So I was thinking maybe I could stay here for the next few months while you get things sorted out before I head back.
You can't be serious. There's no reason why you should stay around here in Liberl with me. Go back to Calvard.
You don't have to be so cold. It's me, you know.
Well, it's the truth. We'll end up spending enough time together whether we like it or not after I'm home. You don't need to go out of your way to make more now.
Well... You win. There's no need to rush things.
Zine? What are you standing there for?
Oh. Sorry. You could say that before starting to walk off on your own, though.
Alright. So are we gonna see the successor?
Side story, journey's end finished.
Received Yin Yang. 4,000 Mira. Wow. This is like... It was cool in the beginning, but this is almost nothing Mira-wise. Alright, well... We'll be able to go ahead, finally take Zine out of the party and swap him with Schera. That's all going to be next time, though, so definitely join me then for more Trails in the Sky the 3rd. Bye for now, guys.